And this is the problem that many people have. Many people, they start with HTML. I've taught a lot of people web development. So I've seen these things reoccur many times. They start with HTML and they're flowing really good. In 2 weeks, they're in a good place. 1 month, they're in a good place. They go to CSS and they're flowing really well. You style your web page and it's looking beautiful and all, and you enjoy yourself. And you're like, oh, I learned CSS in like 2 weeks. I learned CSS in 4 weeks. And then they go to JavaScript and they expect to learn JavaScript as fast as they learned HTML and CSS. And once that stops happening, when that's not happening, they start getting really frustrated. What you should understand is that HTML is a hypertext, a markup language. CSS is a style sheet, and JavaScript is a programming language. So there's a huge difference between HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So the difficulty level has upped up a bit. It's still learnable, remember, still very learnable, but don't expect it to be like HTML and CSS. I want you to have that in mind before you start learning it, so you don't get frustrated after 2 weeks and wonder, why am I all getting this? I got HTML, I got CSS. Why is this so difficult? That's how it is for everyone. So JavaScript is very different from HTML and CSS. JavaScript is what you use to make your website dynamic. So you want to do something in your web page. If I click on the button, I want something to happen. I use JavaScript for that. If I want to exit my page, I don't know if you've seen that before. You want to close a tab on your web page, so you're taking your mouse and you're going to the close button, and then something pops up like a modal that just shows up on your webpage and say, hey, subscribe to my newsletter before you go. Are you planning to leave? Are you wondering, how is that done? How do they know that I'm about to exit the page? Is JavaScript looking at your mouse interaction? It knows when you're trying to exit the page. So that's JavaScript used to make your website really dynamic. I want this website to be interactive. I want this website to respond to the user's action. So use JavaScript for that. JavaScript also helps us with the data fetching. So you want to get the data you put on your web page from a faraway server, from a faraway place, a place that's not in your current web page. Use JavaScript to fetch that data, to fetch content from outside of your web page, outside of your hard-coded HTML and CSS code. Use JavaScript to get that data and then you put it in your HTML. So JavaScript helps with data fetching, making our website dynamic, making our website interactive. Users are able to interact with the website. They do something and our website responds to those users. Remember, this is your introduction to programming with JavaScript. This is your real main introduction to programming. You get to learn things like looping, conditional statements. If I do something, something else should happen. You get to learn things like filtering. So you want to search for something, you're using JavaScript to filter through data and all that. So you start to use JavaScript to learn this thing. This knowledge, the knowledge you get from JavaScript, is going to be transferable to other programming languages like Java, like C#, like Golang, if you've heard of those ones before. So the knowledge you learn in JavaScript, you always find them reoccur in all these other programming languages. So you got to take this seriously. Take learning JavaScript really, really serious. Yeah, I said that right.